You should have courage now. If you've ever watched Charlie Kirk and you've ever listened to any of his videos and you ever felt inspired by a single word he says, out of respect for his legacy, it's time for you to step up. It's time for you to become bold. It's time for you to say something. The problem with the movement that we have is most people understand that we're right. Most people understand that what happened to Charlie was wrong, but will you stand and say something? Or will you continue to hide in the shadows and hope that good men like Charlie and others will continue to take the punishment, the shame, the vitriol, the hatred, the violence for the convenience of you to be free enough to not say anything? And also, we cannot slow down. We will not slow down. What happened to Charlie made me feel sad. I felt angry. But I tell you what, we're going to continue and we're going to go bigger, harder, stronger than ever before. I promise you that. We're not going to stop doing what we need to do on campus. Tactically, we may do things a little differently, but we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. We're not going to let them scare us out of having a voice. We just got to be more tactical. We just got to take a little bit more precaution. We got to meet fire with fire when it's necessary. And what I'm saying is that when we go to an event, we need to have our team ready with the expectation of something may happen. So we're proactive, not reactive. And nothing against his team. I love those guys. They protected him all this time, and there was nothing that they could do about the situation that happened. Looking back on it, we can learn from it, but there was nothing they can do. But Charlie did not die in vain. I want to make that very clear. And my life's mission is to continue to hold up. Empathy. My life's mission is to continue to hold the standard, continue to believe in God, and continue to help encourage other young men and women the way Charlie did. But there's updates. I wanted to let you guys get in real quick. The FBI has made statements that they believe that they found the person that was responsible for this heinous crime, this assassination of a good man. And the FBI has made mention, and I'll let him say it out of his own words, that they were able to track the person onto the campus, onto the roof, off the roof, into the community. They were able to find a weapon with indicia of violent script on the weapon, on the ammunition, pertaining to anti-trans and fascist or anti-fascist, quote unquote, statements. And I'll let the FBI director or the FBI Salt Lake Division director take it away. Roll the clip.
So the headline came at the end there, Dana. We have images of the suspect. That after they gave us a number of details that we were not privy to prior. So they say a number of individuals questioned, they've been released, they asked for privacy for them. At 11:52 a.m. Utah time, they tracked the suspect to that building. They later, after the shooting, tracked him jumping off the building, fleeing into a neighborhood. And they're asking neighbors in that area if they have doorbell cameras to turn over anything that may produce an image. What they didn't say is whether or not he ran there on foot or drove a car. But later they said, we do have good video of this individual. We are confident in our abilities. And with regard to that, they say they have footwear prints. So perhaps he was on foot, and also palm prints. And they asked for any video and images tipped to the website there. This is a bolt-action rifle. It is manually operated. It is extremely accurate. And according to a lot of gun experts, it has fewer moving parts, which would give the killer an opportunity to take a more accurate shot. And based on the graphic images that the world saw yesterday afternoon, that shot was a kill shot. It took one, and Charlie Kirk barely had a chance of survival.
I can tell you that this was a targeted event. We don't believe that the community is at risk. However, we are exhausting every resource to find him, and we will do so.
Last night I communicated with Erica. The family's devastated. As a commissioner of public safety, as a father, as a husband, I can only imagine what that family's going through. The heinous event that happened yesterday is not Utah. This is not what we're known for. Over the past several weeks, we've seen this state come together to help families in mourning, come together as a community to show what Utah is known for. for a state of character, of service, of camaraderie, of a neighboring feel. We will not stand for what happened yesterday. We are exhausting every lead. We have every officer invested in this, every investigator, every local agency. The outpouring of support from the law enforcement community has been astounding. We are investing everything we have into this, and we will catch this individual.
Not really. I'm really concerned for our country. We have a great country. We have a radical left group of lunatics out there, just absolute lunatics, and we're going to get that problem solved. I'm only concerned for the country. Yeah.
Mr. President, how do you want to see your supporters respond to this? Charlie Kirk was a big advocate of nonviolence and free speech on campus. How do you want your supporters to respond, sir?
I think that way. He was an advocate of nonviolence. That's the way I'd like to see people respond. Say it?
Did you speak with his family?
I did. I spoke to Erica, his wife, and we had a long talk, and she's devastated. She is absolutely devastated, as you can imagine.
Are you concerned?
Charlie Kirk, have any reporting interrogation behind the Charlie Kirk assassination?
I don't know what you're saying.
What do you think about the people? Mr. President. When on the Russian drone in Poland?
Can't understand.
Mr. President, what do you think about the media that justify the murder of Charlie Kirk?
I think it's terrible. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. It's terrible.
Why haven't they found the shooter yet, Mr. President? Are you concerned that it's been 24 hours?
Well, I hear they're making big progress, and we'll have to see what happens.
Do you have any indication of the shooter's motivation, sir?
I have an indication, yeah, but we'll let you know about that later.
Let's put the picture of the suspect here in case you know the suspect or you can identify his mannerisms. I mean, because many times when a person who don't know this person see this, they like, how do you gonna? They got sunglasses on, or whatever. People know this person. You've seen him, you know him. Somebody saw him on that day with that same shirt, or whenever this was captured, somebody seen him. You can see that a person walking down the stairs with a white shirt to your right, with the picture to your left, but on the right side of that picture you can see a white shirt. So somebody's passing this guy as he's coming up the stairs. So people have seen him. People know him. Somebody that know him and see him. At first, I told you to send it to me because I'd love to go to Salt Lake and take care of this, but I want to do the right thing and what would Charlie want me to do? Notify the Salt Lake or your local FBI office. The Salt Lake office is the one that's handling this investigation. If you know it, inform them first. If you somehow don't know how to inform them, call the local law enforcement or call the FBI office in your local city. They can disseminate the information across. But when somebody identify this guy, send the information in so he can go to jail. And also there's a $100,000 reward that the White House has put out on persons who give information that lead to his arrest. There's a lot of rumors out here. There's a lot of speculation out here that I want to dismantle. And, well, I'm going to say I want to give my opinion on because I don't really know for a fact. Some people that think that this guy was an amateur, it's not true. I do also believe that this guy wasn't a professional hitman. So that's also, I don't think it's true that this guy was some hit professional Mossad agent or something. And some people blaming the Jews. I saw people blaming Jews for this. But what I will say is that looking at the footage, the bolt action rifle, and I was on a tactical SWAT team, but I'm not a marksman. But I know for a fact the amateur person is not going to make that shot. There's too many components to go into that. You have to zero the rifle. You have to, at 200 yards, you have to factor for wind. If you have to have your ammo right, you have to have your breathing right. You have to have trigger pull. A random person can't get on there because they saw it on TV or they just thought and they bought a bolt action rifle. You gotta. They had multiple ammunition. You got to know how to use the bolt action. It's a little more to it. And I just don't understand how somebody would say, oh, just some random amateur did this. I just don't believe that. You know, I was on a SWAT team. But before I left the SWAT team, I was interested in being a SWAT sniper. Brother, the trigger pull alone is something you have to train in order for you to make a good shot like that. And when I say good, I mean accurate. You gotta be training. And for you to accurately zero in your rifle with the optic, You have to be trained to know how to zero rifle. You're not just gonna go get it out the store and take it on the roof and do this. You gotta have some training and knowledge about breathing. 200 yards, breathing is imperative to make a shot at 200 yards. A center mass shot, yes, somebody with a little less training can do center mass. But a neck shot, when you have someone moving right before you shoot the person from 200 yards in an elevated position, it's a lot to go into that stuff. Your ammo has to be right. And I don't want to hear nobody say that 200 yards, oh, it's not a big deal. Man, I shot 100 yards when I was on the police department, and you can forget about a headshot unless you have an optic. You're not going to do it iron sights that accurately. Then you're talking about a person under pressure, a person who's never done this before, they're nervous. A random person, in my opinion, is not going to do this. It has to be somebody with some level of skill. You don't have to be advanced to the umpteenth, but you have to have a level of skill to do that. Okay, while we do the super chats, we'll show the sniper nest or whatever. The person, he had this little area where he went up on the roof and had a little workstation. Even having a workstation is something that, or knowing where to. Now hold on, where are we looking at? Is this the angle from where he's at to down in Charlie? And this is where he's at. Yeah, you had to rehearse this at least once. You had to rehearse this at least once. There's no way that a person raw, never being at the site, showed up, dropped down there, put the bolt action gun. Some people say it's not 200 yards. This could be 200 yards. It's just the camera angle don't show what it really looked like in person. And you're saying a person, and let me tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all this. This may be a conspiracy. I don't know. Looking at the tent, I don't think, it looked like it came in from the side. It didn't look like it came from the front to me. It looked like it came in from the side. It looked like it came straight through like this side, out this side. And you could see the overpressure on the shirt. It didn't look like it came straight down the middle. Yeah, I didn't watch the close-up one, so maybe I'm wrong. But if they got the shell casings and stuff here, then maybe they do have an idea. And I guess this is the building that they saw the person running from. But I mean, you can't, an amateur doing this for the first time, I don't, the first round, no. Your first round could be high, the first round could be off. It's not an amateur. Do we have that clip with the hand signal thing? Let me address that real quick. Y'all, nobody's doing hand signals, man. When you out there and the sun is beaming on you, I don't know people that won't adjust their hat. If you're a person who is an amateur, which they saying, you don't receive hand signals from a person downrange. Your focus is on the target. Your focus ain't on the guy next to the target to tell you when to go. Like at 200 yards, your optic picture is tight. You're not looking at a wide picture. You're looking at a tight picture, and you don't have the ability, not that I've ever heard of, for you to be panned over here and then pan over here to do this. Nobody can get into Charlie's tent unless you are on the tactical team. And so the guy in the white that people see, he is on the team. The guy right behind him that was adjusting his sleeves, that guy's on the team. And these people are willing to die for Charlie. They're willing to die for Charlie. So to say a man's fixing his sleeves while standing there listening to the answers, this doesn't show the shooting, right? Okay. Let me just play this real quick. First of all, no one is standing behind Charlie unless they're a part of Charlie's team. So this man in the white is a part of Charlie's team. Now, he may not, I don't know if he's a donor or somebody else, but he's a part of the team. He fixes his hat. That's normal. Yeah, that guy just fixed his arm sleeves. You sorry son of a guns better stop this. Y'all better stop this conspiracy stuff, man. Quit being stupid. The man fixed his sleeves. The other guy is sitting behind him, taping him because he's filming it, and that guy cannot get back there unless he's a part of Charlie's squad. And if for you to think that these guys that have been with Charlie since like 2018, I see these guys every event. They love Charlie, they love America, and they're willing to die for him. And you telling me they're going to set him up. Shut up. They want to set him up. They let him get shot in an SUV on the way to the event. Ain't nobody setting him up and doing this as an arm gesture. Y'all can't be this stupid, man. If somebody really want to do a signal, they're going to do something that people can't identify as a signal. All right, love you guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Y'all pray for Charlie Kirk's family. Go and support him and whatever else the team and the family is putting out there. Make sure y'all go and support Charlie Kirk on all of those things. God bless you. God bless America. I'll see you guys later.